the Dreadnought acoustic guitar, probably the most copied acoustic guitar design of all time. 6 steel strings, a big soundbox, and these days a range of internal pickups for use in the largest stadiums. These internal pickups are ironic, as the Dreadnought concept was originally designed for a bigger, louder sound when played unplugged. At the beginning of the 20th century, guitars were still relatively small-bodied, in the Spanish or European form, what we now call parlour size, designed for the intimate acoustic of a small salon. Most guitars were also strung with relatively soft animal gut strings. However, the well was getting louder and audiences bigger. New Orleans jazz had brought marching bands with brass and percussion to small indoor venues. On New York's Broadway, the theatre's pit orchestras played to audiences of several hundred people with no electric amplification. One such show was the 1912 production Bird of Paradise, which brought the exotic sounds of Hawaiian music to the USA when that remote Pacific island was still not part of the Union. The Hawaiian guitarists of Bird of Paradise struggled to be heard in this new setting and asked guitar distributor Ditson for a solution. Ditson approached Frank Martin of the Martin Company, and the larger-bodied steel-strung guitar emerged in 1916, still fan-braced and with 12 frets to the body, often played as a lap steel. They were branded Ditson. The new guitar was named after the huge British Dreadnought warships, its novel shape dwarfing the familiar parlour guitars of the time. Joseph Kekuku, an Hawaiian-American musician, claimed to be the inventor of the technique of using a steel bar glissandi. According to his biographer, Joe experimented with the back of a pocket knife, then with the back of a steel comb, and still later on with a highly polished steel bar, very similar to the sort that is used today by Hawaiian musicians. After Bird of Paradise toured the USA, Kekuku eventually moved to Chicago, where he taught guitar, perhaps influencing more of the city's blues players to experiment with the steel guitar approach. As the 20s turned to the 30s, banjo players were gradually switching to guitar and wanted their familiar access to the higher frets. Martin responded, and 14 frets to the body eventually became the new norm for the Dreadnought. With the revised spelling of Dreadnought, with an O, this versatile guitar, along with the ukulele craze, probably saved the Martin Company. The Hawaiian obsession took their annual guitar sales from 162 in 1915 to 1,336 in 1920. The newly adopted steel strings imposed more stress on the guitar top, and as Martin took over the Dreadnought in 1931, they immediately introduced its famous X-bracing to help spread the load. In modern times, the Dreadnought is sometimes referred to as the songwriter's instrument, and its portability and versatility as both a fingerstyle and plectrum guitar makes it a useful creative tool. As guitar players stretched the guitar's range, body cutaways would appear, and the basic design would be copied by every guitar maker. Judy Collins told me in 1962 she played a gig for C.F. Martin on the loading bay at the rear of their Nazareth factory. Talking with the luthiers on site, she spotted the early 12-fret former and immediately asked for her signature guitar to be made in that design. The resulting guitar puts the bridge back in an optimum space on the table of the guitar and produces the best Dreadnought sound I have ever heard. If you don't need the dusty end of the fingerboard, then I would encourage you to give a 12-fret Dreadnought a try. It may surprise you. Every guitar, acoustic or electric, needs a little TLC once in a while. My books may help.